So welcome. So in the beginning, we first have to open the Excel files we want to work with. Okay, so um, currently we just have Python open and we have the Excel file stored, but we cannot interact them. To interact them, we from Python we need to open an Excel file, access it, so we can manipulate it. First, I have to say what we will see now is much more cumbersome than just opening Excel through Excel itself and manipulating Excel directly in Excel, right? So, I mean, this is what it built for. This is where we should use it. However, as we will see, the Excel files are just a short clip. I mean, those are 12 Excel files. It could be as well 1,000 Excel files, easily achievable. And 1,000 Excel files merging by hand is cumbersome. And at that point, the more effort we have to put in now to make the script will pay out because we can rerun the script every time we have to do the task again. So I understand that it's more cumbersome now, but it can help us in the future if we automate it once and do this extra effort. And sometimes for those 12 files, it seems like an extra effort and it pays out over time, over the cycles, over the iterations. Sometimes it pays out the first time we have it. If we would talk about 1,000 or 10,000 Excel files, it would pay out directly doing it once like this with Python. So let's start. We first have to open the Excel file, and to open it, we need to store it in some variable, and this variable we will call WB, short for workbook, because an Excel file is nothing more than a workbook. So we will tell the new variable workbook what file it should open. And therefore, we install the OpenPyXL library. And the thing is, we already saw that with OS point a function that all the functions the package OpenPyXL gives us will be accessed by typing the name of the package, so OpenPyXL point and then the name of the function. And as you can see, we already get suggestions which function we want to use, and in that case we want to load a workbook, so we can just directly click on it, or we could type it with the keyboard, but I'm now clicking on it because it's way faster, and then we need the brackets because it's a function. However, currently what we know is we should load a workbook, but which one? So usually we now have to tell the system where the file is. That means we need the directory path relative from the path we are currently at in the system. So if you're, for example, in the path content and our data lies in my data, so we have to go a directory up, and then we have to go down to the directory my data, relative from the current position we are. However, to avoid that, we change the working directory to the directory the data lies. So we only the relative directory path is already correct because we're in the right directory. The data lies in the working directory, and we then only need to tell the system how the file is called. And the files are those here. And let's say we want to open January toothpaste, so we need to tell the system to open January toothpaste .xlsx, and now the file should be opened. And now we can check if that worked by printing our new variable, and we can see there's an output. And we can now access different things. So now let's quickly look at what we actually opened to get a better feeling for the data. So this is January toothpaste opened in Excel. That's much easier to read. I'm still saying use the program which suits best the need. And to look at the data, the best program is still Excel, not Python. In that case, this is only toothpaste in January, and we get the idea what's inside here. It seems like it's sales data. We have dates, at which date something is sold. Then we have the product category. In that case, it's only about toothpaste. So every time toothpaste is sold, and then we have the amount. So on January 24th, 2020, 3 items of toothpaste were sold. January 6th, 1 toothpaste was sold, and so on and so forth. And now we have that for each month, in our case only till April, for 3 products. So for each product, mustard and honey, and it could be 100 products and 12 months, or if we would make it over 10 years, 120 months, 1000 products. You get the idea why it gets cumbersome to join them. And now we see a bit more. We have a sheet open. So down here are sheets. I could make new sheets, and I could delete them again, in Germany called register, so register. And this is the current active sheet. Okay, and we can check, and it's called Tabelle 1, if we have opened the correct workbook. For example, if we ask workbook, what's the sheet name of the file? And then we should get all sheet names. In our file, we only have one sheet. As you can see, there's only Tabelle 1 and no additional sheet. So we should get back Tabelle 1. If there would be more sheets opened, for example, Tabelle 1, Tabelle 2, Tabelle 3, and so on and so forth, then we would get more sheet names back, and we see Tabelle 1. So we have opened the right and correct workbook. Okay? The problem is OpenPyXL wants to know in which sheet it needs to work. Usually Excel can have more sheets, so we now have to tell the system with a new variable which sheet will be the one we want to manipulate, which will be our active sheet, as OpenPyXL calls it. So let's first give a new variable, which we call January TP for January toothpaste, to make our lives easier. And we know that we want to give that the Tabelle 1 sheet of workbook. So workbook, Tabelle 1 without a space should be now our new workbook, and we can look if that worked by printing Jan TP. A lot of typos today. Okay, worksheet Tabelle 1 worked, and now we can say the system as well. No, that's fine. Okay, so that's it. We'll see us in the next video. We all just opened a new Excel file and have access to it. See us in the next video.